A key component of sugar beet harvest is quality sampling. Much of how a grower is paid for their crop depends on the job a quality sampler performs. As a sugar beet truck unloads at a piler, samples are collected, loaded into a crate, and shipped to Amalgamated Sugar's Beet Quality Lab, located at the Mini-Cassia factory in Paul, Idaho. The Beet Quality Lab analyzes each sample and provides data relevant to the performance of the grower's crops. Performing the quality sampling job in accordance with established company policy and procedure is of the utmost importance. Make sure you understand how to properly collect the sample and record the load. When you arrive for work each day, you will assist with the daily startup procedure on your assigned piler under the direction of your foreman and piler operator. These duties may include helping the piler operator complete the startup checklist and a Take 5 hazard assessment. Each piler is equipped with a tear shack, a sampling area, and a platform with a crate to store the samples in. The design of the sampling equipment varies by piler. Familiarize yourself with the layout, location of controls, and any potential hazards before the piler is in operation. If you have questions, ask your operator, foreman, or crop consultant. Every tear shack will be supplied with a tablet and printer. These are essential to performing your job. Take care of them and keep them in good condition. Before trucks arrive to be unloaded, verify your tablet has internet access, is connected to the printer, and is connected to the scale head in the tear shack. The weight displayed on the scale head should match the weight displayed in the Piler Data app. If any of the equipment is not functioning properly, contact your foreman or crop consultant. At the beginning of the day, zero the scale by pressing the 0 button on the scale head. You may test the printer for operation by printing a test sample ticket. Make sure you have adequate supplies for the day. You may need a notebook and pens. Check the paper supply in the printer. Avoid costly downtime from running out of printer paper during the day. Remember, you cannot handwrite sampling tickets. They must be printed. You will need at least one functioning and calibrated thermometer for checking the pulp temperatures of sugar beets. It is advisable to have 1 or 2 spares. Thermometers must be properly calibrated in an ice bath prior to use. At the beginning of the day, your piler should have an empty sampling crate in position and ready for use. If you find samples left over from the previous day, contact your crop consultant immediately so he or she can collect them. Remove the bags from the crate and stow them on the hangers near the tear shack. Each crate will come stocked with 50 bags. Most bags will have drawstring closures. Older bags may use a strap with a metal snap to close the bag. If you have difficulty closing the metal snap, consider using pliers to press it closed. It is crucial to close every bag properly. Improperly closed bags will open prematurely when entering the quality lab and will cause delays in the process. Check your work area for any hazards. Clean any sugar beets from areas where you will be walking. Make sure all tools are properly stowed. Pick up loose bags and clean mud from walking and working surfaces. Once the piler crew is ready to start the piler, test the operation of the sample collector. If your piler is equipped with a sampling arm, make sure it is in the upright position. Sampling arms may settle overnight and rest in the down position. Leaving it in this position will cause beets to back up onto the screen and will eventually plug the piler. On some pilers, it may be difficult to read the contract field number and truck ID on trucks. The piler will either be equipped with an intercom system or you will be supplied with a radio to communicate with the piler operator. If contract field numbers are poorly or incorrectly displayed on a truck, contact your foreman or crop consultant and let them know. Do not approach the driver. As a truck is backed onto the piler and begins to unload, enter the contract and field number along with the truck ID into the tablet. The sampling rate is set automatically and may change from day to day. The tablet will prompt you when to collect a sample and print a ticket. You will also be prompted to enter the pulp temperature from the load. The sample should be collected when the truck is approximately half unloaded. The correct sample size is 25 pounds. If you collect significantly more or less than 25 pounds, discard the sample and collect a new one. Your tear shack should be supplied with a scale to spot check sample sizes. Weigh samples periodically throughout the day to make sure you are collecting the correct number of beets. Once the beets are emptied into a bag, select a beet from the top of the bag and take a temperature reading with the pulp thermometer. Carefully insert the needle deep enough into the beet to collect an accurate reading. Enter the correct temperature into the tablet when prompted. Piler operators will signal with the horn to indicate when the truck has finished unloading. When the load has been emptied, press the Save button in the tablet and dump the dirt. Run the dirt belt until the scale head reads close to 0. In wet conditions, when the beets are muddy, pay close attention to the weight reading. Depending on the piler, it may be necessary to split weigh the dirt. To do this in the middle of a load, write down the weight displayed on the scale head, dump the dirt, and allow the truck to finish unloading. Once you are ready to save the load, add the weight you wrote down to the weight on the scale head and manually enter it into the tablet. When you are finished collecting the sample, insert the sample ticket into the pouch on the bag. Close the bag and place it in the crate. Pile the bags neatly into the crate and avoid filling it above the top edge. When the crate fills, contact your foreman so it can be replaced with an empty one. After the last truck unloads, empty the dirt belt completely. Make sure all the samples are loaded into the crate. Clean your work area and prepare for the next day. Complete any cleanup tasks given to you by your piler operator or foreman. Throughout the day, your piler may experience operational shutdowns. You will need to take note of the reason for the shutdown and record it on the daily tally sheet. You will also record the number of loads, total piler runtime, and high and low dirt weights. After completing the daily tally sheet, give it to the scale person. Before you leave, make sure you clock out and know what time you are to be at work the next day. Thank you for your attention. We look forward to working with you this harvest season.